Good evening. I'm Miss Jill, and this is In the Know. So we're still focusing on education, I believe, the entire month of August. Tomorrow, just to give a brief introduction so that you will join us tomorrow evening, if you have a student, if you are a grandparent with, raising a student, tomorrow we're going to talk about the parent-student relationship with each other, with the school. So that's going to be a very good show, very informative if you have children in school or if you don't, probably a good, show for anybody to watch. So please join us tomorrow at 8:30 for the next phase of our education for August. So today is National Relaxation Day, August 15th. So real quick, Clarence, did you relax today?
No.
Okay, V?
Not today.
Absolutely not.
Joe?
Of course, yes. Every day.
Every day. I need to be like him.
So, and I know that, Joe, you didn't relax much this past weekend. We're going to get into that.
Yes.
And we do want to thank our guest again, Mr. Joseph Ayers. He is back today to follow up from the wonderful event. So we'll get to that shortly. Talking about relaxation, I know was kind of a funny joke, but real quick, Clarence, what is one thing that you do to relax?
Listen to music.
Okay, V? Not sleep. Sleep cannot count.
Okay, bubble bath with the candles, lights out, good music.
You do that too?
Oh, no.
You got something different? Okay.
No. Just watch a movie, lay back,
Okay.
and relax, enjoy the home. Just sit back and relax.
Gotcha.
At peace.
I see. I like to be on the water. I found kayaking lately to be super relaxing. I can't walk and my arms hurt for about 3, 4, 8 days afterwards. But anyways, so I also we're going to cover a couple of announcements or events. And speaking of education, we had our first of a 4-part, I believe, series, I'll call it, where ONV partnered with Brightpoint. Partners with Brightpoint. But for this event, the first event was awesome. It was a financial overview and kind of also a introduction to the rest. So the main speaker is Mindy Krupp, and she is from Brightpoint. She was telling us for this next segment here that banking is going to be on the agenda. So why I say I'll hold it up as soon as I'm finished. 1 second. While she was speaking at the event, she talked about the importance of the youth knowing how to open up a bank account or fill out a loan application. So if you have a child, a student, or if you are somebody who is just interested in knowing how to do that, that event is going to be at 7 o'clock at the Summit Community Center. If we could get a close-up shot of this. And these flyers are all over town. This is a free event for all. We do ask that you pre-register. There is, and we'll post this again on our Facebook. There's a number on there to pre-register. There's also a website that you can pre-register. So that's important just to make sure that you have a seat. Are you guys... What do you think about, did you know how to open a checking account?
And you said that about students and young people. I remember, what were we in, 4th or 5th grade where we got those Cub accounts? I'm dating myself. I remember my age. But in elementary school, and it was Fort Wayne National Bank. That's how long it's been. Yeah. But you got those Cub accounts, and you started out with maybe 50 cents or $1, but every week they wanted you to add something, and at the end of your year, you would end up with the money, and then, do you remember that?
I do remember, but I'm trying to think, did I ever get my money? I don't know.
Was it like a Christmas club
No,
thing?
it was called a Cub account.
Okay, I've never.
And
like
it would taught you saving. Yeah, and you would have to, and they would teach you how to watch when you put something in, and that you brought whatever weekly or, they would ask at least 50 cents a week. And,
I think somebody got me. Just
I think they got me too.
They got me.
Yeah.
Because I went down there to try to find out, because, see, when my funds still in there, as an adult, I never drew it out.
Because the interest is going to be crazy on that.
I went down there to try to find my money.
Seriously.
We had them little paper, had them little paper
Yes.
books, we would put $5 in there, then you could grow off of that.
Yes.
I remember that.
That's
Yep.
right.
Banking has changed.
Banking has.
Big time.
But you know what's good about this event is that you're not really, you don't have to be concerned about a bank trying to sell you
Yep.
Right.
for
Yep.
points or something, and you know, and mislead you.
Yeah.
Just have you opening up an account that you really don't need.
Yeah.
Sometimes they have you opening up 2-3 accounts.
Yeah, Wells Fargo got in trouble for that. They
Yeah.
were, they
That's
ended up
right.
having a major class action lawsuit because they were overselling and then they were opening up accounts, in people's names. So
Yes.
it's an awareness. It's about the banking practices and the practicalness of having a bank account.
Right.
So it gives you a whole lot, and it's a whole lot. We have 2 other series with that. We just asked that it's for the community, so we're asking for the community involvement. Come get some knowledge and education that way to help you build your financial foundation.
And it's free.
It is free. Yeah, and I would say we had a pretty good turnout last time, and I was actually very impressed with the way that she spoke. And she said, she speaks to everyone as if not elementary, but like V said, not as a banker, not as somebody who's trying to sell you something, just someone who has, wants to help you. And something also is a lot of people think they can't have a bank account, because they're in the check systems or they messed up before. So she's going to talk about second chance checking, where you can do that locally. So yeah, definitely check that out. 7 o'clock.
At the summit, right
At
here
the
on
summit.
Rudisill.
Yes. Come one, come all.
That's good.
So we were at an event this past weekend, and it was an absolutely beautiful day. I will
Yes,
say
it
that
was. It was.
first
Thank
and
you.
foremost. And, I'm going to let Joe tell, most of what happened that day, but I just want to say from a personal aspect, and I felt this immediately. I felt that there were all different races, men, women, people who were there to worship, people who were all different wakes of people, and everyone was smiling. I felt like completely comfortable and welcome, like everyone was family. And a lot of people were saying that. I know that we interviewed was it Benny and his
Miss Cheryl.
Yes. And one of the things that they said was this event, everybody is out here and all different. It was just like everyone was one. And that's the stuff that I wish the media would cover and would see. It was a beautiful thing. But we covered it. Neutral Voices
thank you so
did
much.
cover it.
Yes.
We did get, some good footage. So
We'll
as
be posting that
time
later.
goes on, we will post that. You also got some good footage
Yes,
too.
yes.
So speaking of relaxing, you did not relax at all on Saturday. In fact, you were going 100 miles an hour the whole time.
Yes.
So I want to know, what were your thoughts on Saturday? How do you think everything went? How did you feel?
I felt good, and it was. First of all, I want to thank Neutral Voices for allowing me to come back to talk
Absolutely.
about the event. Because it is a huge community event. That's why I had to rename it Summer City Community Festival
Yeah.
because
Yes.
it invites everybody out in the community, Fort Wayne community. But I was feeling my anxiety was really high because
I could imagine.
it was high because when you are servicing the community and you see all the joy and all the peace and the happiness, and you want to make sure that atmosphere stays that way.
Right.
You got to be
Yes.
on top of it.
Yes, and it did.
Yeah, you
It
gotta be on top of
absolutely did.
it was some hiccups, but I knew it, but y'all didn't.
We didn't know
That's
it.
the best way to be.
But the best thing about it though was, like you were saying, all nationalities was
Yeah,
out there.
I mean,
we had
yeah.
the Burmese out there praise and worship.
Yep. Yep.
I was just getting ready to say, so what was so major about this is it wasn't just a picnic in the park
No.
or a time in the park. It was a
That's
production.
it. Yes.
So a
yes.
community-wide production.
Yes.
So that's where the work and anxiety come in.
Yes,
You know
yes,
what I
yeah,
mean?
it changes.
Because you got people that's getting ready to perform at a certain
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
So you want to make sure the stage is right,
Yes.
the music is right.
Yes,
So
yes.
your expectations of
It's
what's
high.
going to happen. Yeah.
Yes,
So
yes.
that's, I think, anxiety is good for events like that.
It's the 12th year, and the good thing about it that God was allowing us to be able to go to that next level.
Yes.
And make it a production.
Right.
It was like family orientated the first 10 years.
Uh-huh.
But now it has grown as to where people are expecting this to happen now.
Yeah.
To praise and worship,
Yeah.
to
Right.
be able to come out with different 6, 7, 10 churches, different churches out there at
Right.
one time. That's the
I
big
know.
thing.
And you know what's crazy because other people had things
Going on,
right.
yeah.
And so here I am being invited to like 2, 3, 4 other things, and I'm like, well, why would y'all do this on the day that I'm
the
looking
same
at
day.
it like it's a national holiday? Why would you do this on the day of the Ayers Festival?
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Yeah.
But people was leaving those events and coming over there.
Yeah.
I seen a lot of
Yeah.
people. Let's pray for their families. So was leaving repasses and coming to the event.
Yeah.
To get their worship on.
Yes.
Because it was about
Need
healing.
to feel. I
Yeah.
was gonna say need
Yeah.
to feel good and feel
Yeah.
better.
And that's how it felt out there.
Yeah.
You could just feel like the presence, the worship, everybody coming together. It was just an awesome feeling.
Right.
But I have a question. So you had a variety of performers.
Yes.
There was like a Christian rap. There was gospel.
Got Minister Brenda Ellis.
All kinds of different things, and then you had the Palm Girls, which were
Yeah.
absolutely
Memorial
adorable.
Park cheerleaders,
They
yeah.
were so excited too. I think we got some cool footage of them.
And they had the gospel steppers.
Yeah, the Gospel Steppers.
Yeah.
Yeah, from Progressive Baptist
Yeah,
Church.
it was so cool. Are they the ones that did the line dance
Yes.
thing
Yes,
for?
yes.
Yeah, they were adorable. A lot of familiar faces in the community,
Yes.
and then some new faces. I
Yes.
know I've met a whole bunch of people.
Yes.
People just walking up to each other. The vendors. So tell us about first of all the performers. How do you choose who performs? Because you had a lot of them, or do they come to you?
Some of them do come to me, and the stage is open to anybody
Okay.
that wants to come out and praise and worship. But I do have some selected ones that I know that's really going to step up
Yeah.
that level to make sure that they get their praise and worship on. But I allow people to come up there and praise and worship because I don't sing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
so I allow them to get in front of the community and be able to bless the community with their voices.
And that's ever so true. And I'm gonna say, I think we did maybe the 4th, 5th, and 6th when the group that I was with, Spirit and Truth.
Yes.
We and every year you opened the doors and you gave us an opportunity
Yes.
to. It was a group that I was managing and producing
Yes,
that
I
you
remember
gave us the opportunity
Yeah.
to be able to get on there. But what I do like about it is, and it was mentioned earlier, but there's not too many things that we do in this community that we bring worship and we bring praise into. And that has been the whole focus, even when it was called the Amnesty Fest. And I understand that's what we were doing, the Amnesty Fest.
Right.
But even then, the focus was we're going to have a good time and worship. And there was no... and that's what we need in our religious community. There was no dissension. There was
Yeah.
all, you just come in,
Yeah.
you praise him like you praise him,
Yeah.
whoever you are, wherever.
Yeah.
And I like how you have more cultures there this
Yeah.
year.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's been growing. I've seen it, grow a whole lot.
Yeah.
And, just from the inside out.
That was the goal when I first got this vision, to make sure that we're able to come out in the community and praise and worship together. Because like I said before, churches are so divided. Which is, stay in your lane. I mean, that's what you want to do, but you're missing out on opportunities of saving other people
Right.
that
Yes.
are hurting out here in our community. So it was a lot of people that came out there and they said, Joe, thank you, man, because, I was hurting, man, but I just came out here
Yep.
and I feel so much better. I'm getting chills now thinking about it because it's bigger than me, but giving that opportunity for
Right.
somebody to have an opportunity to rethink their process,
Right.
thinking process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
You had mentioned last week and just now about the growth when we talked about if you had more people in attendance. So what do you think the attendance this year, was it comparable to last year? Did it grow quite a bit?
Well, I don't really focus on how many people are there because Pastor Starks, he taught me, he said, Joe, don't worry about the people that don't come.
Right.
Let's
Yeah,
praise
right.
and worship and,
Those
and,
that are
and
there.
service the one that are there.
Yeah.
And they come in spurts,
Yeah, they
come in
absolutely
spurts.
did.
Yeah, they come in spurts. So I just go by the ones that are there and appreciate them coming out, supporting this event. But it has grown, to answer your question. It has grown. The first time I did it was only my church there.
Right.
The only one then. Pastor Starks told me, he said, Joe, don't worry about that. Just
Yeah.
keep doing what you're doing.
Right.
Yeah.
And they'll get it.
They'll come.
They'll get it. And that's what has happened.
Yeah. One of the things also that I noticed was somebody had made a post, like a gratitude post, thanking you for, I believe it was honoring their son.
Yes.
So their son was one of the
Honorees on the flyer.
that was on the flyer.
Yes, ma'am.
So, that's something, I know that has to make you feel, really, really good and really, special, because this wasn't just an event of worship and of performances and of fellowship. This was a meaningful event, not just, to you, for your mother, but also for these people that said, hey, thank you for honoring, So I thought that was really awesome. And that is something that, like you said, it doesn't matter if 9 people were there or 900. Yeah. The fact that you touched someone who had lost someone. So that's what I absolutely just love about this. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Dr.
I just wanted to know, before we get out of here, how can the community help and even make it stronger for next year? What do you need, and what are your visions? Anything that you are thinking about doing different as you're moving forward, adding to, etc.?
Well, after each event, when I do be relaxing, trying to get, recuperate, I try to allow God to give me a vision for next year. Mm-hmm. And what came to me was, I think we need to do this again like this, but a different title. Right. But I think we need to keep doing this because of the healing process, because it's going to continue to go, and we got to still be able to reach out to the community, because this right here signifies what is needed in the community.
Absolutely.
Right. And because even a couple of parents that got on stage, I said, well, give me 2 or 3 minutes. One parent did about 10, 15 minutes, but I allowed her to do that.
Right.
Because that was her healing process.
Yes.
I didn't make her get off the stage. I ain't, because everybody heals different.
Right.
And I just think if anybody really want to get involved, they can give me a call. Mm-hmm. I'm welcome to any new ideas, to make this bigger and better. And we all need funds. Right.
That's right.
Funds,
and more funds.
More dollar, more money, more money, more money.
Right, I feel you.
Because money makes it, happen. And I want to thank, Chuck Surek and Surek Foundation and Bowen Center. And Bowen Center was out there, and they spoke. And she spoke really, really good and really touched a lot of people emotions about mental health. Because that's what it's about. And I really appreciate Bowen Center for coming out there doing that, to give the people something to think about.
And you mentioned that, and I felt that, and I really, last year, because you did something similar last year, it was an honoree of the young lady. I think she passed at 10.
Yes.
Yes, and that family, the Lyman family, they came out last year, and it was amazing. They had, I guarantee, 50 people on the stage last year. Yeah. And each of them were touched and amazed, and they were thankful that you gave them that opportunity, that you honored that young lady. And like Jill said, there was a few people that were just so elated that you found it in your heart to let them heal and open. And a lot of people don't have that open time to heal. And I really commend you on that. And just letting us know that it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
So keep doing what you're doing. It's a process.
It's a process. And what's really good about it is that when we do the balloon release, everybody get a balloon. I had 100 balloons out there. And then when we release them, I tell people, I suggest to people, call that person's name out. So when that balloon go up there, that praise and worship will go with that balloon to your loved one.
If you do it again at this time next year,
I will.
I need a balloon because I'm gonna be out there. I'm gonna be out there for my father. Because this is a time in which he passed 3 years ago. But I never had that open healing thing. So
no, it's a good thing, and I appreciate y'all allowing me to come out here and speak about this, because it needs to be getting out to the community more, not only with this event but other events alike.
Yeah. And that's what's amazing, too, is there was so much going on that day.
Yeah.
So, when you have so many different things happening, the parade, this, that, and it's a beautiful day where people can choose to be wherever they want to be, and they chose to be there. Yeah. Very clearly, they chose to be there.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
That speaks volumes. But backing up real quick, you had said something about there was a woman who was on stage, and you let her continue to go because it's how she was healing. What was she doing? Because I think I missed that.
She was basically trying to tell people about her hurt so they won't go through what she's going through.
Oh, wow.
Take care of your kids. Know what your kids is doing. And find a different counseling for your kids, and how she want to give back now that she's understanding the loss of a child, being a child, and she was just really getting a lot of stuff out of her heart that she'd been wanting to say, but didn't have that opportunity to say.
Yeah, to bring closure.
To bring
As they say,
yeah.
exposure brings closure. And it was her testimony.
Yeah, and yeah,
at
right.
the same time.
That's the biggest thing was her
Yes.
testimony that she, after the repast, they go back home, and they got to deal with that loss.
Yes.
And she never had nobody to talk to, and that was her opportunity to talk about her son.
And that you know what? That's so awesome. You were talking about your chills. For you to do that, I'll say on a platform like that, a big stage, center stage. People need to do that. People need to hear
Hear
that.
yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And so a lot of times in churches, they don't have time for that.
They don't do
Yeah.
testimonies
They
like
don't
that.
have
no
time
more.
for that.
No,
Yeah.
they don't.
No.
And you have some people in church, everybody looking at the clock, they don't want
They
to hear
want
it.
to say something, but they don't have that
That's
opportunity
right.
to say
And,
it.
and
Yeah.
so in both, I think that's awesome to have a stage for that. So
Yeah.
you have to keep that. So maybe
got
you have
that.
to have a 30
Part
minutes.
two, yeah.
Look, 30 minutes dedicated to testimonies.
Yeah. I was going to do that this
Absolutely.
year. I was going to do that, but things got kind of backed up a little bit. That was my plan.
Yeah.
That was my plan.
Okay, well,
yeah,
then
you
we're
go.
on
I'm
the
going to do it
right-
next year.
We
Okay,
got
so-
back happy.
So whether
Yeah.
it's testimonies or
Yeah.
a shout out, somebody want to
Yeah.
get up there and encourage somebody
Yeah.
from the community
Yeah,
or
that's
thank somebody
that was
from
my
the
plan
community.
this year.
That'd be awesome.
I'm
to
gonna do it
that.
next year though.
Okay.
I'm gonna make sure I do it. Because it's a couple of people came up to me, and it's bigger than me. I know I'm the spokesperson like that, but I have a lot of people that work behind the scene to make sure that this festival really come to part to where it's successful.
Right.
And I want to thank them for all the things they do for the last, and some have been there for 12 years.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And one of them
Dedicated.
One of them
Love
is
it.
a ONV member, and that's your brother.
Yeah, my brother. Yeah, my brother
and
awesome,
your
man.
sister-in-law,
Hey,
Yeah, my
correct?
sister. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. My brother Mike. He does a lot of things in the community too.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Your
it's-
brother's amazing.
Oh yeah, I love him to death, and I really, he almost became the big brother. I had to, because he do so much, and I followed his lead. That's how I got into this social work because of him. I was like, no, man, we're going to open the store. We're going to make some money. He's like, no, man, we're going to do it like this. I'm like, okay, cool. We do it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's good.
Yeah, I think that probably would have been my favorite part. I'm actually bummed that I missed that. I must have been somewhere else because we talk a lot about healing and about even on a personal level, like Clarence said. I'm also dealing with a loss from someone very close to me, actually from suicide for about the same amount of time as Clarence, around the same time of year. And we say that you have to feel it in order to heal it. So like
Yeah.
whatever you tuck away, you're just carrying with you, and it weighs you down, weighs you down, weighs you down. So sometimes getting up on, like Fee said, in front of all these people sounds terrifying, but sometimes I think it's easier to do that than to talk to people close to you. I mean, that's why people go to therapy. So I'm sure it was hard for her or whoever else.
It was hard for all of them. All of them.
Exactly.
Every last one of them.
For the people in
In
the
the audience,
audience.
yes.
So that to me is like I got goosebumps because I need to get up there.
Yeah.
Like so many of us need to get up
Yeah,
there
yeah.
and just release that burden, release it to God, release it to the earth, like just by speaking it.
Yeah, because a lot of times people, they become angry.
Yes.
Because not only that the loss of a loved one, but they get angry at God. Why you take my loved one like this?
Yeah.
So they get angry, at that person. I need you now. Now you're not here. So we got to learn how to. Because I was angry for a long time.
Of course.
Because I miss my mom. But we have to learn how to turn it around in God's time. And be able to move on. And that's what this festival. It really, really touched me so much. When I went home that night, I was laying down and tears just started rolling down my. I'm about ready. I got to hold back now because when you see people out there that are really, really hurting.
Really, really hurt.
I'm talking about really hurting.
Yes.
Could you imagine being 13 years old and your big brother,
Yes.
left the house and you never see them again?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's even going to prison. When they get 80 years or 60 years, that's a grieving. That's a grieving situation.
Right.
That's
Right.
You know what
we
I'm saying?
don't think of it.
It ain't,
like
it
that.
ain't
You're
about death all the time.
Right.
That's
It's about
right.
going to prison.
Right.
Right.
You know, you lose a loved one like that too.
Yeah.
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 I have to ask Mr. Ayers, and we talk about the community, and it's not to cast stones, but we have to say the things that are in the community have to help the community.
Yeah.
Now, the one thing I did not see a whole lot of was pastors and churches out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm just speaking it. I mean, we need to find a way, and churches need to get behind it because there's no way you can funeralize people week in and week out and then when these people are out here trying to heal, you're not there on the healing front.
Right. Well, a lot of times, that's one of the reasons why I did it the way I did it, because, like I said, it's a lot of church cliques or always not to down what the pastors are doing and like that, but they do need to come outside the walls.
Right.
To be able to do the necessary things, what they call to do. And it's not about them really just coming out there to the park to support me. It's coming out to the park to support the community.
Right.
Don't look at the vessel.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you're doing that, then you really need
Listen.
to. Yeah. Let me know. I don't want to really go there like
know
that.
what
No, we
saying.
saying,
Yeah, but they need to come out there. But I stopped worrying about that anymore.
That's right.
I
That's
did.
good.
Respectfully, I just worry about the
They
ones
do.
that come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they know. Because even when I went to church, Pastor, hey Joe, I heard that you had a good event.
but where were you?
I was gonna say that, but I didn't.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
Well.
that. I looked at him like, okay,
Yeah.
you wasn't there.
Yeah.
But that's okay though. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I just like the compliment. Thank you for the compliment.
And that's a beautiful thing. That shows how it's not about you.
Yeah.
A lot of things we see, it's about the person putting it on.
No,
it's not about
no,
you. You
no.
show that it's not about you.
Yeah,
never.
and something
Right.
other people I heard them saying is how humble you are.
I was just getting
And
ready to
just completely humble. And I thought I saw, were you holding like an award?
Yes,
or-
award.
Tell
Thumbs
us,
up.
tell
Thumbs
us a
up
little bit
award.
about that.
Right quick. Okay, I'm gonna be
before we. Yep.
Okay, right quick. Okay, I have connected with Lima, Ohio.
Okay.
I do clothing drives up there. I do events up there as well. And so I connected with Councilman Derry Glenn.
Okay.
Okay, and he was councilman there for like 40 years. So what he did last year, he gave me a thumbs up award. So since our connection, so what we're going to do is every year he's going to give, I choose some nominees here in Fort Wayne, and the thumbs up come from Lima, Ohio. And then like next month, we're going to do another thumbs up from Fort Wayne that is, we're going to nominate some people in Lima. So that's the thumbs up means a good job.
Okay.
You're doing a
That's
good
right.
job. You know what I'm saying? Thumbs up. Thumbs up to neutral voices. Okay.
We appreciate
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thumbs up.
Thank
So that's what that award is about.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
okay.
nice.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else that you would like to share before we get out of here? And before we go there, you had said that, when you got home from the event and actually had time to breathe and sit, that your grieving kind of hit you.
Yeah.
Do you think that was because, in your mind, have you been on that stage releasing?
Yes. As a matter of fact, I gave my testimony. I usually start emceeing like at 6 o'clock because the MCs, they be tired to
Okay.
be out there. So that's my time to be out there emceeing. That give me an opportunity to really open up to the community about what I've been through.
Yes.
And one lady came up to me. She was crying. She said, "Joe, I'm getting chilled." She said, "Joe, your testimony just brought me to tears because I've been through it too." And what you did, you opened my eyes and let me know that God's still in the healing business. Because a lot of people, when they get certain terminal illness, they don't feel like, they think death.
Yeah.
But, God is still in the healing business at the end of the day.
Amen.
At the end of the day, you just got to give it to him, and you got to do the work and choose the right doctors and take care of yourself.
Yes.
That's
Do you have
right.
anything else
That's
fun? Anything else that you're working on that's
Yes.
not a secret?
No, I got some. I'm right
It's a
now.
secret?
No,
Oh, it's not?
Ain't never
Okay.
a secret.
Okay.
Right now, I'm working on doing some free haircuts to veterans and homeless men and boys in the community. September 13th at the American Legion, we're gonna feed them, do haircuts, and all that stuff for the community.
I got one more thing. Mr. Ayers,
Yeah.
you got a quick minute. Tell us about your health fairs.
The men's health meetings every second Wednesday at the Impact Center. We talk about prostate cancer. I have doctors coming in every second Wednesday from 5:30 to 7 o'clock at the Impact Center.
This
men's
is-
health meeting.
You're a busy man. You're doing it for our community. We need to
So
support
beautiful.
Mr. Ayers. Whatever you're doing, get it to us and we'll post
Okay,
it.
I'll
We'll make sure that your information
y'all,
get out.
Y'all partners now, so y'all can't run from me now. It's over with now. Y'all should never let me in here. It's a wrap.
Well, give me some.
And none of us run, Joe.
No,
none of us up
it's a
here
wrap.
run.
It's a wrap. I was sitting here earlier and
Love you.
I was thinking, wow, they should have never let me back.
Oh, you're welcome.
It's a
no.
wrap.
No, we were
I appreciate
excited.
it though.
You're
I'm getting chilled now. I just love y'all openness. Like family. I appreciate
you.
y'all.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, as Joe thanked the community and everyone that helped,
Yes,
we
ma'am.
also at Neutral Voices want to thank the community for coming out and showing the support, because it was a visual of what we always speak of when we say, what does this look like, or what does this look like? it all looked like Saturday.
Yeah.
So congratulations on
Thank you.
a beautiful event.
Thank you.
Yes.
The healing, very important.
Yes.
I know that probably the most proud person that day was your mother,
Yes.
as she should be.
Yes, sir.
So we ask you to please stick with us for tomorrow at 8:30 as we continue to talk a little bit about education and the parent-student relationship. And before we get out of here and exit, what do we always say?
Always protect your mind.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joe.